So the $1,000,000 question for you is the Battle Royale genre getting a new set of Battle Royales in 2024 and 2025? Or is the genre just getting old now? How's it going, everyone, and welcome to Amaro HQ. In today's video, we are going to discuss whether companies still want to create Battle Royale games, and with some already being teased for 2024 and 2025, what will be the next big Battle Royale to explode the genre? Just like H1Z1, PUBG, Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, and others that have done in the recent years. Now, before we begin, I would just like to say, if you're here watching this video, I really appreciate you stopping by and taking the time in your day to check it out. If you would like, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all my content, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed the video. All right, so if we start from the beginning, Battle Royale kind of exploded early on in the mid 2000s, you know, right before COVID, a couple years before COVID, they obviously exploded. And the idea of the Battle Royale, if you haven't played a Battle Royale, this is for people that haven't played it at this point. It consists of having a huge map, huge area of play, 60 to 100 players drop on a map. You have a damage ring area that closes in as time goes by. And then the last team, the last player, whatever the case is for Battle Royale, is the last person standing wins the whole thing. So kind of a basic idea of the Battle Royale genre. But the question is the genre just getting old? Is it at a plateau peak even now? Now, to understand the Battle Royale genre a little bit more, maybe for any people that are still have never really played any or anything, let's take a brief look at the history and where the idea came from. All right, so let's start in 2012 with the movie Hunger Games. If anyone has seen the Hunger Games, I haven't seen it. I've only heard about it, me personally. Now, the Hunger Games is a movie based on a book written by Suzanne Collins. She wrote the book, and the idea is, of course, while it may not be exactly like the movie, the idea of being the last one standing is how the Battle Royale idea came into play. So it's just imagining 100 people and then everyone fight until one person is left. There are also some traces back to 2000, even before 2012, even before the movies, where the term Battle Royale is actually from a Japanese cult film, which revolves also people surviving until one person is left standing. So that was a quick little idea that I saw, pretty interesting to me. So this goes back to almost 24 years, you know, so almost 2 decades of the idea of the Battle Royale concept. Now, based on these concepts, mods were created to make the ideas into games. Hence, the idea came from a Minecraft mod that created what it's called survival games. It's kind of a competitive take model after the 2012 Hunger Games. This mod gained popularity very quickly and spread on to other games, which now, as we know in the present, created all the Battle Royale games that we have today, such as DayZ, PUBG, Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, even Fall Guys, and others to come out later as well. Now, each one has their own spin on the Battle Royale concept. Personally, in my opinion, I think PUBG is the game that exploded the whole idea into the scene, even though there were a couple games that were there before its creation. Now, PUBG released in March of 2017, sold only 2 million copies within the first months in early access on Steam. This is way before the port to console, of course. So 1 year later, it skyrocketed to almost 50 million by 2018. PUBG had its own unique style at its time, and it was the first of its kind. Even though other games were out as well, I think that PUBG was just in the right place at the right time in order to explode how it did. For me personally, I did not have a PC at the time when PUBG was released or anything. I kind of missed out on the explosion because I did not get it until it was ported over to console. I didn't have a PC, so I had to wait till it got on console, and then that's when I started playing it. But by the time it got ported over there, I think Fortnite was already out. And I believe I was playing Destiny at the time. So I wasn't really into the Battle Royale genre yet. So it was pretty interesting when I found out about it later on. Now, the developer, his name is Brandon Green. He created PUBG, and he was a part-time web designer in 2013. And he knew enough coding to experiment with his own mod games. So he just kind of created the game and just was like, just modding out, you know, games and how his own concept of the Battle Royale genre, right? Of course, when he did this with time, the company called Bluehold saw the mods he was working with, and they reached out to him and told him, hey, would you want our help to develop this game into a Battle Royale game? And when that happened, obviously it exploded and created the PUBG that we know today. So I think, in my opinion, I think PUBG kind of, you know, I mean, like I said, there is other ones before it. I think H1Z1 was right before it, but I think PUBG kind of took the lead on making sure the other ones that came out after pop off. All right, so here today in 2024, the present moment, we have been playing battle royales for the long time, whether it's Apex Legends, Warzone, Fortnite, Fall Guys, Spellbreak, even PUBG as well, even currently still PUBG. Of course, not everyone is a fan of the battle royale genre because it can bring too much randomness and pointless to some people because they believe that it's just, you just drop in and then you just hope for the best and that's it. People don't really like the randomness of it, and I completely understand that. I didn't really like it. You know, my first battle royale that I started playing was PUBG, and you know, I didn't really like it as much. Like, it was like, you know, you have to find your stuff, etc., loot, you know, and all. I didn't really like the concept. Mind you, I was coming from playing, you know, 6v6 multiplayer from COD, and then obviously playing the Destiny at the time, so I didn't really like it as well. But obviously, as life went on, I kind of got used to it. But unfortunately, what many companies saw with the battle royale genre, companies and organizations, they saw an opportunity with the beginning of the growth spurt of the battle royale genre. And what was this opportunity? You guessed it, money. Yes! Now, unfortunately, not just BRs, but gaming in general, we all know, has switched to this new business model to have in order to get money by the masses by just selling small transactions. And what are they called now? They are called microtransactions. And now I know this is a pretty heavy topic to talk about. I'm not gonna go too much into it today because that's not what the video is about. But just to give my little input on it, I have been two-sided on this topic because I think that microtransactions are helpful for the company. Obviously, kind of, you know, they have to make their money as well. At the end of the day, the game is a business model. They're investing in it and they're trying to get profit back. So I get that part, but how they do it is, it can be a little bit scammy, as we all know. Now, DLCs, expansions have always existed, so people would always pay extra anyways. Like, I remember paying all the DLCs for COD when they was coming out. You know, there was no skins back then, but the content you were getting per DLC, I mean, it was a good amount. I mean, it wasn't like it was just 2 maps and 2 guns, you know, like you would get like a DLC included like almost 6 maps per DLC. So in a year you would get almost 24, 25 extra maps that existed. So I mean, you know, they've been there. I'm not crying about it as much. I already know how it is. I mean, I know it's just a business at the end of the day. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, that's where we're at this point. But remember that the key word for this is a micro. So if you sell a couple items, whether it's cosmetic, whether it's pay to win, you kind of have to trick the consumer to buying only something that's worth $4.99. And a great example of this, obviously, as we all know, is Diablo Immortal with its 800% value in that was telling you that you were basically getting a good deal. I mean, it's 800% value. And well, it's these little things that kind of like, okay, well, this is not great, obviously, right? Again, I can go on a whole video rant about the evil of microtransactions, etc., but I'll be beating a dead horse because at the end of the day, the companies will do what's best for them and player retention. They will make things to sell at the end of the day. But I may make another video giving my 2 cents on this, but we'll see. We'll see in the future. Anyways, back to money and the BRs. So what happened was they introduced the esports scene into the BR system and they jumped on it as quickly as they could, of course. Now we have Fortnite tournaments where the famous Booga won his $3 million for a tournament. He was only a 16-year-old at the time. There were also PUBG tournaments, also called PUBG Esports. Apex Legends has AOGS, which was hacked a couple weeks ago. Also unfortunate. And there's even been Fall Guys tournaments as well, which Fall Guys is another type of battle royale, which is technically kind of a game show battle royale. Kind of like you just fight your way through these little mini games and then be the last one standing at the end of it. But all battle royales have created their own style of tournament and prize money and which many people try going for and winning. And while some people have argued that to say that the battle royale genre should not be an esports due to the randomness of it. But I think, in my opinion, it's a pretty good idea, you know, just to have the tournament for fun. I mean, it's not, there is some type of skill that's involved into winning these type of tournaments. You know, you still need to know rotations, you know, anything, you know, what weapons to use, how to combine the players. I mean, for Apex has its own, you know, PUBG has its own, you know, they all have their own way of winning. And I think that's the skill you kind of have to learn to I guess master. But that's neither here or there. I think it gives a competitive scene a little bit of a boost to just have, you know, esports. Esports has also been another topic of discussion where, you know, we slowly moved away from the arena shooters such as like COD, Overwatch League, Halo, you know, those early 2000 matches that gave us really great tournaments between great teams. But we have to remember that they both have different styles of playing when it comes to competitive. So a battle royale competitive scene is different than the arena shooter competitive scene. So, but that's a debate for another day. Overall, I think that the battle royale genre right now currently is at a plateau peak. You know, we kind of just plateau of it. With no new battle royale that has really taken the world by storm. The genre was flooded with many versions of the game, and everyone, you know, kind of just take pieces of each other's homework and make their own version. So, for example, Warzone just introduced a new device that protects you while you're in gas, similar to Apex Heat Shield. So everyone has copied each other in a way to make their battle royale, their own version of it. But at the end of the day, everyone has kind of copied each other a little bit. So, which I think is hilarious, but you know, it is what it is. But the question also is the battle royale genre getting old? Now, as Tupac once said, once you're at the top, the only way is down. So could only going down be the future of the battle royale genre, or could it be revived again? The future of the battle royale genre seems a little bit unpredictable at the moment, in my opinion. For 2024, one of the biggest news I think that is going around, and if you haven't heard yet, that PUBG is moving to Unreal Engine 5. They did announce that this is going to happen. While there's no official date out on it yet, on the release of it, it does bring promise to one of the biggest games on Steam to ever exist. Fun fact, PUBG has the highest peak player count, which was 3.2 million players that were on playing concurrently when it launched. So yes, PUBG will be moving to Unreal Engine 5, and it will give features such as destructible environments, giving players a more strategic offense and building defensive barriers to build new rotation routes while in a match. They will also be adding a creator mode similar to Fortnite's arena mode, where players will have the ability to create and engage with their content and have fun with their creations. So I think this is huge for PUBG. When this happens, PUBG, I think, will come back and bring back the battle royale scene. A lot of people will come back to PUBG as well. Another improvement that they said that they're going to work on is obviously anti-cheat measures. They're going to try to improve on that, improve on matchmaking, you know, so they will be trying to do that as well. It will be interesting to see when it launches. PUBG was the pinnacle of the battle royale genre, I think, when it launched. And I have a feeling that when this launches, a lot of people might come back and try it again. I personally, I know I will be trying it out when it comes back, when it transfers over. The only thing I'm just hoping for that can kill any game is I'm hoping for the launch to be pretty smooth and well, and make sure that they're prepared for the amount of people that the servers will have. Now, we all seen how many games have suffered from this when a new system gets launched. The servers go crazy and they have to shut them down. There's a queue, etc., etc. So the world has changed from when PUBG first launched. So a lot of people are kind of just, if this news gets announced that when the actual date, that day is going to be a pretty hectic day. Also, there is another article that I read that mentioned that even Battlefield is working on their own version of the battle royale genre, even though I honestly think it might be a little bit too late for that. In my opinion, I think DICE should have released the battle royale with Battlefield 2042, which was a disaster. The game was a complete disaster, and we all know how that went, right? So in my own opinion, I think DICE should have released the battle royale with Battlefield 2042. It would have been a lot better for them to gain momentum and, you know, keep track of Battlefield still. You know, Battlefield has always been that competition for COD. And I think if they would have launched it, it would have been a big thing. So it's unfortunate that that did not happen. And instead, the ultimate demise of what happened to Battlefield 2042 is what happened to that game instead. Another disappointment, I think, that should have been a battle royale was Halo Infinite, but who knows? There have been rumors that it might show up out of nowhere, but we will see and wait. Also, the developers themselves have said, no, we are not working on one. That's not our focus. So who knows what will happen? You know, there are a couple battle royales out there currently on the timeline to be created in 2024, but I think, in my opinion, I don't think no matter which battle royale comes out, it's just not gonna hit as much as it did before. I honestly think, in my own opinion as well, that I think people are getting tired of the genre. I I just kind of play. I only play Apex. It's the only battle royale I kind of play at the moment. I mean, you know, a lot of issues are cheaters, you know, the repetition, you know, all these things are just kind of getting a little bit, you know, like, oh, okay, well, this is part of the game, right? So, but I think the future looks pretty bleak for anyone trying to create their own version of the battle royale genre and be able to compete with the big players like Apex, Warzone, and Fortnite. You know, I think any battle royale that comes out, I think WoW just came out with their own version of the battle royale, right? They created their own battle royale, but it also has its ups and downs as well. So, but is there a bright future for the battle royale genre, or is it on its way down at this point? Let me know in the comments on what your opinion is on this take. I'm interested to see anyone's opinion on it. And are you tired of the battle royale genre too? Let me know. Well, that's all I have for everyone on today's video. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all my content as well. Enjoy the rest of your day, and remember, never stop gaming. I'm Mauro out. Peace.